Friday, so I'm sorry this was not a Monday video, but life got in the way and I was not able to be here on Monday or Sunday to film, so that just didn't happen. So today we're going to be doing the Halloween book tag because after how Banned Book Week went, I thought it'd be fun to do this tag because I love to read, and if I can pass along some of the awesome books I've read to you guys, then job well done. So the first question is favorite horror book. So I really love Stephen King, as you will find out as this tag goes on. I love Stephen King. If I'm feeling like I want to get particularly spooked, I will read Bag of Bones by Stephen King because this is actually the first Stephen King book I ever read, and it is very, very, very creepy. And I remember sitting there all alone reading this and being so spooked and wondering what I got myself into. But it made me fall in love with Stephen King. So another favorite of mine to read, like my absolute favorite Edgar Allan Poe story, not just because it's creepy, but because of the imagery and like the amazing way that he paints his stories. And yes, the ending is really creepy, but I just realized I have a bus ticket saving my spot in the book. Yep, that's my kind of bookmark. So anyway, my favorite all-time Edgar Allan Poe story is Mask of the Red Death. If you have not read it, you need to. It is just, it's unbelievably like a beautiful, beautiful story. If you can get past like the plague and horrible people in the story, it is such a beautiful, like imagery wise, it's such a beautiful story. So if I'm feeling like I just want to be more like paranormal, and especially like if I'm getting ready to do something like a lockdown in that area, this is one of my favorite books of all time, The Origins of Psychic Phenomenon by Stan Gooch. And it is just, it's such an amazing book because I mean it covers so much paranormal stuff, like past lives, hypnosis, stigmata, mediums. It's an incredible book. If you're really into the paranormal stuff, it's absolutely love it. I rented it from the library and I loved it so much I just had to go and buy it. Also, if you're a little younger and you're not feeling like maybe you're old enough to read Stephen King, or your parents don't feel like you're old enough to read Stephen King because he can get kind of mature at times, I recommend Coraline, because Coraline is a great like children-esque book, and it's really creepy. There is some really creepy imagery in this. And that is one reason I have never watched the Coraline movie, because it's animated and it's definitely targeted for kids, but I feel like a live action movie would have been so much creepier if they decided to do it live action. So question 2 is scariest moment in a book. So Bag of Bones had some really, really creepy book moments, but honestly for me, and technically this isn't like scary, like I was just really scared and worried for the characters. If you've ever read Cirque du Freak, and if you haven't, I suggest you do, but the last book, there's like a final fight in it, and I remember sitting there reading it, and like my heart was just pounding so fast, and I was so scared because, and the Cirque du Freak series is amazing, and if you haven't read it, you should. This is the 12th book, Sons of Destiny, the final book, and I will say that the way the series ended, I don't think did the entire series justice, because the entire series is so amazing and the ending was kind of weird and blah, but the rest of the series is amazing. As far as like actual like scary paranormal like horror moments in a book, that would have to go to The Shining. I show you it this way because it doesn't have a cover, because my brother got it free from his job, but he had to rip the cover off. So The Shining by Stephen King, there is so many like terrifying moments in this book, but in particular there's this part where Danny, the son, is out like playing in the snow, and he's playing by this piece of playground equipment where it's like a dome and it's all bars. Anyway, it's like covered in snow, so he like kind of tunnels into it, and like there's this moment where this like thing is coming at him and he can't see it, but he knows that something's coming for him. And just the way Stephen King describes it was absolutely terrifying, because if you know me at all, you know that I get more scared by things you can't see, but you can hear, or like you know is coming, but you don't know what it looks like. And that was why that moment in The Shining was just absolutely, like, I was sitting there reading it just terrified. Like, I had to turn more lights on and everything. Like, it was bad. Question 3 is, would you or have you ever dressed up as a book character for Halloween? Duh. Question 4 is, what do you think your favorite character would dress up for as for Halloween? What do you think your favorite character would dress up as for Halloween? So my favorite book character is pretty much Luna Lovegood, and I mean, honestly, what would she not dress up as? Like, I would love to be friends with Luna Lovegood on Halloween, because I think she would just have so much fun with it. Like, I could see her dressing up as Professor Snape for Halloween, like, in, like, remembrance of him, and just because it's Luna. Or, I mean, she'd probably dress up as, like, a Nargle, or, you know, just something crazy, like, elaborate costumes. Like, Luna is the Lady Gaga of the wizarding world, and so I could totally see her doing that. Totally chic Snape. Question 5 is, what is your favorite kind of horror? I'm really into ghosts, of course. I love ghosts. In the real world, ghosts like don't bother me. Like, I can spend a night in a haunted place. I can try and communicate with them. I've been in the room with them. I have physically seen them many times. They don't bother me. It's like when you're reading a situation with ghosts, it gets a little scarier because, you know, I don't know why it's scarier, but it is. So I really love reading stories about ghosts. Always have, always will. I like those books I listed in the first question. Those are some of my favorite horror stories to read. Horror books, scary books, whatever. I like stuff with demons, like that can get really interesting sometimes. Question 6 is, if books were as cheap as candy, which ones would you hand out to trick-or-treaters? So obviously, of course, my favorites are like Stephen King, R.L. Stein. R.L. Stein is great. Like, I would totally hand out Goosebumps, because some of the best Goosebumps, like, I don't even have them, but for some reason I can't explain, like, I didn't really care for Night of the Living Dummy 1 or 2, but Night of the Living Dummy 3 was such a good book. Like that, and One Day at Horrorland. There was another one I really liked, and I can't think of the name. Oh, Camp Cold Lake. That book was terrifying. I would totally hand those out, like, instead of candy. That would be amazing. Of course, I would love to hand out Harry Potter too, because duh, or the Cirque du Freak books, because I think more people need to read those. It's such a small fandom, and like such a dead fandom, because the books are so oldish, and so more people need to read the Cirque du Freak books because they're so good. Question 7 is Halloween to read list. So mine personally, I picked up my first Joe Hill book, who is of course son of Stephen King, and I am reading, I'm pretty sure this is the title of the book, NOS-4R2. So I'm really excited. I have started it and it's really good so far. Very, like, you can definitely tell he's Stephen King's son. He writes a lot like his father. So far it's really good. I'm really excited to read the rest of it. And then when I'm done with that book, I'm going to pick up Stephen King's Revival, because I haven't read this one yet and it sounds really creepy. So question 8 is, recommend some Halloween reads. Well, I think this is kind of like, I've already kind of said this. The Shining, Bag of Bones, if you really want to get creeped out. If you're younger, I would definitely say some Goosebumps or Cirque du Freak. Chris Pike. Chris Pike is a great YA author, and some of his books are really terrifying. God, Road to Nowhere. Midnight Club. Chain Letter was his, and I don't remember if I read Chain Letter or not. I cannot remember. And there was the first one of his I ever read, and I cannot think of the name of it, but it was really good. But yeah, definitely check out Chris Pike, because he's really good, and he does write some like really terrifying stuff for like young adult novels. And doing this tag has made me realize I need to read some more scary books. So if you guys have any recommendations for like scary authors, scary books, you should definitely comment down below, because I really I'm getting to a point where I'm able to read a lot more than I was like last winter. This summer I've been doing a lot of reading, and I want to kind of keep that momentum up. So if you guys have any scary reads, you should definitely comment down below, or maybe tag me in a picture on Instagram with your favorite scary book at Potter Projects 1989. You can always send me a tweet with your favorite book at Tonks1989, or of course on Snapchat, snap me a picture of you and your favorite book or your favorite book at Tonks1989. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Halloween book tag. I encourage all of you to read as much as possible. The scarier the better. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your October. So far it's going okay. We need to watch some more scary movies, that's for sure. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you later.